Alright, so I finally got the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P after waiting like forever, I think, because this camera has been such a mess of a camera release. It was kind of announced last month during a film festival. Not really was announced, but it was showcased during a film festival. And then I think like 10 days ago, it was announced in China only. And today it was announced in Asia. I'm living in Thailand, so that's why I was able to buy this camera. And I think next week it's going to be available in Europe as well, but not really in the United States because of the DJI ban that's going on basically. So this camera honestly has been a really messed up camera release. Now also there is a lawsuit going on between DJI and Insta360, which is also an interesting drama, if you will. But anyways, let me open this camera, show you what's inside, briefly compare it physically at least to the Pocket 4, and then I'm going to set it up from scratch with my settings, and tomorrow I'm going to take it for a spin and compare it to the Pocket 4 and also the Pocket 3 when shooting in the log profiles basically of these cameras. So let's start. Really minimal packaging, just a case, adapter, fill light, lanyard, camera, and cable. We get stickers on the lenses too. Alright, now here is how it compares to the Pocket 4. Pretty much identical in here. The color is a bit different. It is not as glossy as the Pocket 4. Also, it does not come with this mini case to hold the camera in place, but everything in front is more or less the same. On this side it is the same, on the other side it is also pretty much the same. Don't mind this mark in here, it's from using this Ulanzi attachment. Basically allows me to put like a plate, and then has a cold shoe and also like a 1/4-inch thread in here. Alright, now let's see how they differ in terms of like weight. Pocket 4, 190 grams. Pocket 4 Pro, 230 grams. Not really a big difference when it comes to overall weight, but it is somewhat noticeable when you hold these cameras side by side. The Pocket 4P definitely is not front heavy, but top heavy compared to the Pocket 4. This one feels more balanced in the hand, whereas this one is like top heavy, like I said, so it like wants to go to this direction basically to fall down like so, whereas the Pocket 4 is like nicely balanced, if you will. Alright, and now let me fire up the camera and then basically set up everything from scratch. I'm gonna first update the firmware and activate the camera, and then I'm gonna move on to the settings and so on. Alright, so this has been a pretty long firmware update if I'm honest, but now let's get into the camera and basically adjust the settings to get the absolute best results possible. Alright, so first of all, 4K 25p, that is my base frame rate. If I want slow motion, I would use 50p. For now, I'm gonna choose 4K 25p. Let's go to the menu settings in here. Bitrate high to get the absolute best image quality possible from this camera. This will take slightly more space, but it will deliver slightly better image quality. Let's see what else is in here. Lens defog, that's pretty new. When enabled, lens fogging will be effectively prevented. Camera power consumption and temperature may increase. That's pretty cool, I guess. That's not available on the Pocket 4, I believe. Everything else I'm not really going to touch, if I'm honest. There's nothing really in here that I really need. And then here we have storage. Same storage, I believe, as on the Pocket 4. Let me see. Actually a bit less. On the Pocket 4 you get 107 gigs and here you get 103 gigs. Anyway, let's go to the interesting stuff. I'm gonna enable Pro settings in here, and then first of all I'm gonna set D-Log to we have a new log profile in here which should deliver 17 stops of dynamic range according to DJI. That will be the first thing that I'm going to test. I'm basically going to record in D-Log 2 with this camera. With the Pocket 4, I'm gonna use D-Log, and then with the Pocket 3, D-Log M to see which one delivers the best dynamic range performance. And again, the Pocket 4P should deliver 17 stops of dynamic range, at least according to DJI. So I'm definitely gonna try this profile out. It is pretty exciting. Let's see what's the base ISO of this profile. 100. That's interesting because the base ISO on D-Log on the Pocket 4 is 400, as you can see. Let me switch to D-Log 1 second and see if it is the same. D-Log 10-bit, and then I'm gonna go to the exposure settings. Yeah, okay. If you use D-Log, it's 400, the base ISO, but if you use D-Log 2, it is 100. As you can see, I can go as low as 100 in here. So I'm not really sure which one is better, but tomorrow I'm definitely going to test this out. All right, in here, blending compensation, I'm gonna keep it off because I want to get a slightly wider perspective. And then focus mode continuous, and then here, very important, texture -2, noise reduction -2, because I want to see how this camera performs without anything applied to the footage. No noise reduction, no extra sharpness, if you will. I want to see how it looks, and personally I prefer the like more organic look with no extra sharpness and with less noise reduction. And if I would need more noise reduction, I can always add more in DaVinci Resolve in post-production. All right, I think this is it when it comes to camera settings, and I'm going to test out a couple of other things. So first of all, I want to see which camera turns on faster. 3, 2, 1. Definitely the Pocket 4, slightly faster. And then another thing, if you have a filter on the Pocket 4, these are filters from Firmware. They did send me these filters for free in exchange of promoting their products in my videos. So I have this filter here on the Pocket 4. If I'm going to turn on the camera, flip the camera around, and then I'm going to fold the camera. As you can see, the camera folds with the filter still attached to it. But now let's see how this filter works from Firmware as well. This is for the Pocket 4P. As you can see, this is for the telephoto lens and also the normal lens. So I guess this front part has to be removed. Just twist and turn. And then put this part. Just like so, and then turn the camera on. So you don't really have to worry if the camera will, fold with the filter on or not. You'll just have to, it's a bit more annoying to change the filters because you'll have to like twist, take out a filter, and then put a new one in, which is slightly slower and more inconvenient compared to the Pocket 3 or the Pocket 4 with the magnetic filter attachment. Anyhow, tomorrow I'm gonna go out, and like I said, I'm gonna compare the log profiles of these cameras to each other, and also the log profile of the Pocket 3 to see which one produces the highest dynamic range performance, because honestly, that's what I'm mainly interested in with the Pocket 4P. Yes, the new 3x lens is kind of cool, but 17 stops of dynamic range, that's even cooler in my personal opinion, especially because I love color grading and manipulating my shots in post-production. Anyhow, if you have any suggestions for a video and whatnot for some videos, let me know down below. And also, don't forget to check out Firmware's products for the Pocket 4 and the Pocket 4P if you are interested in high quality filters and so on. And I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye, and thanks for watching.